Good morning. Welcome into my first vlog. Trying to be a little quieter. Wife and the baby are still sleeping, and it is about 5:30 in the morning, so I am running a little behind. But going on a tempoed run today, this morning, before I get ready for a shift. So wanted to start the channel off with a day in the life of what my general mornings, which vary now with the baby, look like as a firefighter, and then making sure I'm getting my training as I get ready for a half marathon, the Palm Beach half, in December. So lately everything has been, days are consistent, some days are not, but the family and a varying schedule, you got to be flexible, and that's just the name of the game. So been aiming to get up a little earlier in the morning, knock out my runs, whether that's the baby wakes up or before I go to shift. So running a little behind, so I'll jump in and catch you guys up a little bit more afterwards, but stick around and we'll see what we can get you guys at the station later today. So see you soon.
Final stretch. Doing, I think I said tempos earlier. Doing intervals, 1K intervals with a 0.1 mile kind of sprint, averaging like 9 minutes on the 1K and like almost 6 on the 0.1. So finish this out and then we'll get back on. All right, so we are running a little later than I would have liked to get on the highway and be on the way down to the station, because now it's 7:20. I got on at 7:15. I had to get gas and wait a few more minutes, and then you're stuck in traffic. So the morning rush hour, but now I can sit and talk to you guys for a second while I got about another 30-minute drive until I get to the station. So welcome to my channel, first vlog, hopefully of many more to come. And just again wanted to dive a little bit further into showing more or less day in the life of everything that I have going on between being a firefighter and having my wife and daughter, 13 months old, almost 14 months old, at home, and also coaching. I also coach group fitness classes, have my in-person one-on-one clients, been doing that for 8 years, been a firefighter for going on 4 years now. So definitely have a full plate, all while trying to grow my brand and just continue pushing myself as an athlete and furthering myself. Trying to find that balance has been a definite struggle for sure. Some days I can carve out the time, some days having a child is way different. Prior to that, it was easy. Me and my wife, we had our things, going to the gym or whatever the case is, meet up at the end of the day, plenty of time for dates, one-on-one, this and that. And after having Callie, it's been definitely a big adjustment, but something that there's no playbook or rule book for. So you just carve out the time, and if you really want it bad enough, you'll get it done. So that's why my new schedule is up early. I've always been kind of an early riser, but now it's gotten a little earlier. So usually at 5 o'clock I like to get up, but if I'm gonna hit, now I'm adding mileage as I get ready for the half marathon prep. So as I'm adding that mileage, it's I'm having to get up a little earlier. That way I'm ensuring that I'm getting it done in time to get inside, walk the dog, take a shower, things like that, and then get out the door. And then obviously I have a nice 30 to 40 minute drive from Boynton down south to get to the station. Today was a tough one. Today, I know I jumped in and out here, but we had a tempo workout. I had a 1K warm up, give or take, and then it went into 4 1K repeats. It was supposed to be a 10-10 pace. I think I was averaging more of a 9-10, and then followed by like a 60-second rest, and then going into 0.1, more of a sprint, starting that out. So I think I was closer to a 6 or 7 minute pace with those, and then a 90-second rest, and then repeating that out 4 times, and then finishing out with a 0.75 mile cool down. So I finished a little short on the cool down just because I was crunched for time, and it ended up being closer to just a little over 5 miles. But I don't know, today was a burner. It felt like I was moving faster, but my legs just did not want to get up there. I'm also finishing at the end of a program that I'm putting together for my clients. It's just the hybrid program 101, and slowly built up the miles to now what we're at now. And then after this, I'm going to transition more so into a half marathon prep. But this has been a good building for my aerobic base. 3 months ago when I started the program, I think I was averaging closer to a 12-minute mile for these longer distance runs. And now I think I'm sub 10, trying to get closer to 9.5, and then slowly can continue chipping away and get down to that. And it's only been, 2 months? So it's an 8-week program. So it's been good. The reason I'm feeling more so beat up than usual is I'm including 3 days of aerobic conditioning. So we're doing a tempo or an interval day, followed by an easy run, followed by a long distance, slow, steady stated run, and then 3 strength days, which right now is broken up into a total pull, a total push, and then a total body day. And over the course of the 8 weeks, started with more of a hypertrophy base, and then went into the last 4 weeks of a strength base. So I'm finishing off that strength base, really pushing the weights, pushing the RPEs up to 8 and even 9. And that definitely is the first time that I've felt that roll over into the runs this so far on the program. So very much so looking forward to finishing out the program, hitting a deload, and then probably resetting into more of a muscular endurance / hypertrophy base for another 8 weeks, just to give my body a little time to recover, grow, things like that, without really hammering it down, especially as I get closer to the half marathon coming up on December 15th. So yeah, kind of where we're at. And runs by my house right now doesn't add that I'm hitting 2 different bridges, because I live off like a block away from the beach basically, but before I get there I have to hit a bridge, and these bridges are steep. So steep and big, it feels like. They feel like they're never ending. But I run over one, you get there, that's not so bad. On the way back, once I'm already gassed, is when you're hitting the other one. And just those inclines and declines, they add a different dynamic to that level of run. So definitely something I want to increase as far as like hill interval training, stuff like that. I feel like the impact of that is just going to overall benefit me. So something to probably add in later down the road. But yeah, it was good. These morning runs are great. I like just getting out there before the hustle and before the sun comes up. That way I feel good to go and get those endorphins going prior to going into the day. So now I got another 24 hours of work to go, which, if you're not familiar, down here in South Florida, 24/48 for the fire department, whereas I know other places like Utah and things like that are a little different. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. We'll see if I can get a workout in at the station. Obviously, that's going to be a little tough depending on how the day turns out, how it goes. So I feel like I'm rambling. So we'll see what happens. First video, and hope you guys enjoy it. So right, so we made it on time for shift, which is nice. Shift started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're good to go. We got the stuff on the truck. Every morning, obviously, shift starts at 8. We get here, and we're responsible for checking out our individual units. Today, I am on the rescue. So our department has engine, rescue, but everybody down here in South Florida, for the most part, is a firefighter as well as a paramedic. We do hire as EMTs, but within 2 years or so of being hired, you're responsible for getting your paramedic. So everyone goes back and forth. I can be on the engine, be on the rescue, which is, as a newer guy, being on for 4 years, pretty much my bread and butter for a little while until we get some more people hired underneath, and then we'll see what happens. So either that or I decide to promote up and go from there. But today I'm on the rescue with a lieutenant, so just a 2-man today. Sometimes this truck has a 3-man, but today we are 2, which generally, as long as everyone knows what they're doing, it's smooth, but tends to be just a little bit extra work. Obviously, we're responsible for all the patient care in and out of the truck, as well as getting all the vitals and everything assessed and quickly done. That being said, if it's anything emergent where we need the hands, obviously we will make sure the engine is coming with us, which is an additional 3 guys. So at that point, 5 guys and we're good to go. If anything is super serious. The station I'm currently at now, we are near the casino. We are right off of a few different interstates. So tends to see a little bit more on the accident side of stuff. So rainy days are definitely not a good place to be at this station because we're running on the highway left and right. Today, we'll see what happens. Nothing crazy on the schedule, no training or anything like that. This station is also a dive station. I am a rescue diver as well. So both of the units here, the engine and the rescue, are dive units. So if there is something where, as we're in South Florida, kind of surrounded by, here not the ocean, more so canals and lakes and things like that, if something happens, usually cars roll into the water or anything like that, where we're needed to go in, obviously we'll respond, whether it's on this side of the city or the other side of the city. Sometimes it even happens where we're going into other cities to help them and do those things. But those are few and far in between, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But we are a dive station as well. So bigger stations, probably one of my favorite ones. So looking for a chiller day, hopefully. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'm up in the room, about to study a little bit more. I have my test next week for my CSCS, my Strength and Conditioning Specialist certification, that I've been on and off working on for over 6 months now. And it's been a nightmare trying to get the studying in, and it's an in-depth test. You have to have a degree. Soon they're changing it to have a focused degree in exercise science or kinesiology, but it has to be a bachelor's. So I wanted it just to gain a bank of knowledge for myself to further my coaching career and just to have more to give knowledge-wise and expertise out to my clients and those that I work with. So pushing forward to that, got some studying that hopefully I'm going to drill out today, some client calls, and waiting for the tones to drop. See if I can get in a little workout later. I'm up in the air. I might just decide to do some mobility at this point because my legs feel trashed. 2 days ago when I did the total push, I was hitting heavy squats, I think heavy squats 5x5s, and also did a couple single leg movements that just torched my legs. So that DOMS, or delayed onset, is definitely settling in, especially feeling it after that run. So at the very minimum, some stretching and mobility today, and then we'll get back into the gym tomorrow. But we'll take you along. We'll see what else I can get in. And yeah. It was a pretty chill day, which we are thankful for. Woke up, and got a little cool front today. So it's in the low 70s, which is very nice for South Florida. We had a couple after midnight, 2 or 3 after midnight, which I feel like anytime you get anything after midnight, that broken sleep just kind of hits you a little differently. But we're good. So all in all, the day in general was fairly slow. We only had 1 or 2 throughout the day, and I ended up getting in and studying quite a bit yesterday and not deciding to do mobility. I did stretch before bed and stuff like that just to loosen up, which I definitely feel today because that soreness in my legs has pretty much dissipated. So good to go for the total push that I have today at 3 o'clock. So all in all, good stuff. And now I head home and spend some time with my girls before I go coach all night and get that total pull workout in. So just want to leave you guys with a little nugget. Life throws curveballs, right? And shit comes unexpectedly. Things are tough. We're obviously striving for the best that we can get and trying to do what we can to further ourselves. And it's not an easy process. But then again, if it was easy, it wouldn't necessarily be worth it at the end of the day. So just remember, no matter what adversity you're going through, no matter what phase or season in life you're in, that struggle, that grind, keep pushing, keep putting one foot in front of the other. And if you don't stop moving, you can't fail. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and like, subscribe, and stick around. We'll be seeing you.